Hi! This is my first time doing a vlog like this, just sitting and talking directly to the camera. I really wanted to come to the virtual space and share a bit about the Both Sides Now project. It had such a big impact on the chapter that I'm going into now. And if you've been following my journey at all, especially in the last couple months, you've maybe heard me talk about this new chapter, this new elusive chapter, and what is that? And it's just been a really big transition period for me the last couple of years, from the pandemic starting to winning a national artist competition called The Shot, and the impact of being part of The Shot and really starting to ask questions to myself about what my voice was as an artist. What is it that I want to put out there with music when I actually have the choice and the freedom? What am I saying to people? What do I want to say to people? So I feel like it really started there for me. That was such a big catapulting experience. And then, doing virtual shows and then live shows in person and then hybrid shows and everything else in between. And also taking a break for a while, like really stepping back from music for a bit, at least publicly, to just focus more on myself as an artist and just take time to think and watch and listen and not do as much on my end, but kind of just take more in and think more. And also really just to be able to focus on my health and paying my bills and being able to get up every day and just get through the day. I was personally not one of those people who was crazy inspired. I was like a dried raisin for the most part during the pandemic. I wasn't just overflowing with ideas. I didn't write 5 albums all of a sudden during that time. I just wanted to be able to get up and go to my desk job and do a good job and be able to put a roof over my head and be healthy, take care of my mental health and my physical health. And that was a long journey for me. And that took a lot of my day up. So shout out to anybody else who felt maybe bad about themselves or like they weren't doing enough just by getting up and trying to get through the days. I feel you, I felt you. So that was a really big part of my journey too, is just stepping back and realistically just focusing on my health, and also though taking time to go inwards even more and ask myself questions as an artist. And where that ended up leading to after is coming back into things with the Both Sides Now project, which started in July 2021 with our application that we sent in to the Kingston Arts Council for a grant, which we were successful in getting. And then the project coming to its kind of big moment with a show in May 2022. That was really putting together all of the different research we'd done and all the different time we'd spent preparing for the show. The project was honestly born out of the frustration of the pandemic and struggling to connect with people. I struggled as an artist on stage in pandemic times. I know we're not fully out of them yet, but especially in the thick of things, when things were extremely limited, I personally struggled, with things only being virtual and trying to figure out what that relationship was, I guess, to somebody on the other side of the screen. But also as an audience member, I struggled as well to I guess enjoy certain performances, even if it was an artist that I really liked or was really great. Essentially, the Both Sides Now project was born out of having experienced that frustration as an artist and as an audience member, and thinking, what can we do to try to better understand how to perform in this new world. The end show was a hybrid concert that we did at the Baby Grand in Kingston, Ontario on May 14th. It was really great. It was such an exhilarating experience to be back on stage in front of a live audience, but also a virtual audience. All the work that we did really felt like it came through in feeling more connected through a screen. And that whole idea of connecting with people is really what I wanted to focus on today. In this vlog, I wanted to share, I guess, a few of the main takeaways focusing on that idea of connection. So here are the 3 main things that I learned through the Both Sides Now project. Bit of a coughing fit there. Number 1, embrace technology. This one was a really hard one for me because I've always been somebody who struggled with technology, who's been afraid of it, so to speak. I just, more than anything, have felt overwhelmed by just how much there is and also how things change so quickly, and really just never feeling like I could get my bearings with it. But with this project, I really tried to get out of my comfort zone, and it definitely helped working with a technical director, Jesse, who was very much a wizard and a jack of all trades and knowing a little bit about a lot of different things. I mean, I felt like I learned so much through him, but I really was also trying to push myself to try to understand more. It sounds so simple, but like even just being on the floor, you know, plugging in different chords and asking questions and actually understanding like, oh, that's what this chord does and that's what this one does. It sounds so simple, but that memory stands out to me so clearly because it really was a moment where I realized so much of my fear could be tackled by just getting in there and taking action and doing something and just trying, and how, you know, yes, there's so much technology out there and so many things that I don't understand, but there's so much too that I think I was just building up in my mind and just being determined to learn more about it, because technology is really here to stay. At this point in time, from everything we know and we see, technology is only going to become more and more a part of what we're doing, whether or not it's through social media or other forms of technology and interacting with people. There's no doubt it's not going anywhere. And that used to frustrate me sometimes and make me anxious, and it still does, for sure, a bit, you know, as I sit here talking to this camera and putting this vlog out there. But with that to say too, like I'm also excited to be able to share more content in the future like this. And I hope to connect with more people through a screen and find more of a community by going beyond, you know, my physical space around me. For the Both Sides Now concert and project, I am so grateful to have experienced how powerful that can be. If you would have asked me a year ago if performing to cameras for a live show like that would have gotten me just as excited, I don't know if I would have said yes. I mean, I like performing in front of the camera, but to do it so often, I mean, I struggled with it a lot at the beginning of the pandemic. So much stuff was online, and just how to figure out how to do that. And through the project, like, we came up with some cool ideas, and it was more interactive, and I had so much fun. It was so cool interacting with people online. So I would say that that's number 1. Embrace technology. I know it's something that I'm going to be trying to do even more after the project and moving forward into everything else. Number 2, who you surround yourself with is so key. I feel like it sounds really simple, and it also sounds maybe really obvious, but there's no doubt that when you find the right people to be around you, magic happens. I've personally struggled to, I guess, find my people, so to speak. And that's not to say I haven't worked with so many awesome people as well, but really finding those people who you click with in a way that, they get your vision, and there's just, so much positive energy. I feel like for myself, working with people where I felt like I could truly be myself and felt really comfortable and accepted in what I was doing. That's been an ongoing journey too. And I think part of it has been me becoming more confident and comfortable with myself and, just kind of being like, this is who I am and being more confident with that. But definitely also just, finding the right people. And yeah, it can just be magical. And I would say to anyone out there who feels like you're struggling or you feel like, you're not quite finding your people, you're working with lots of great people and, probably maybe not some so great people, but maybe things just aren't clicking yet. And you're like, wow, how's everybody else doing it? Like, it seems so easy for everyone else. Or wow, like, how are they making that happen? I can't speak for everyone else, but I can say for myself that it's been an ongoing journey and a long journey. I still feel like there's so many people out there yet to meet, but I am really grateful. And I feel like I appreciate people that much more because I know how special it is when you click with somebody. I feel so grateful that we worked with so many amazing people on this project, and so grateful to all those people for how much they understood my vision and Paige's vision and, what we were trying to accomplish, really working as a team to put everything together. Our core team was myself and Paige and Lester and Jesse, and we also had just so much fun. Maybe I'm speaking too much on behalf of everybody. I think we had a lot of fun. And I think that that's almost underrated sometimes, find people who you get along with, who you feel like you can be yourself with, who you respect, who respect you, and who you can have fun with. It shows when you're working, when you're having a good time and you feel good about yourself and what you're doing. And so much of that is influenced by the environment that you're in, including and especially other people. That is when magic truly can happen and art can come to its greatest fruition. Most of this industry is people doing things by themselves, as much as we all probably try to do as much as we can by ourselves. We need help. Number 2, surround yourself with good people. And if you're struggling with it or it's not happening for you yet, keep trying. Don't give up. So much of it is honestly trial and error. And number 3, and I feel like that last point really segued nicely into this one, is be yourself. It sounds so cliche, I know, and easier said than done. That is for sure. But I really feel like being yourself can be super scary, and you'd think that it wouldn't or shouldn't be, but it is. Not everyone's gonna like it. Not everyone's gonna like you. It's really hard, if people don't respond well to who you are, but when you are yourself and you finally find those people who connect with you, who look at what you're doing or listen to what you're doing, and you feel like you're putting yourself out there to the best of your ability, and you find those people who connect with it, it's incredible. It's so beyond just being grateful for it. It's empowering to find people who see you and like what you do. That creates such an amazing energy, and it's so exciting, and it's sustainable. That's the biggest thing that I've learned over the last few years. It can be scary to just fully be yourself, whether that's, on stage, just not holding back from letting yourself get into a song or share a story. Everyone has their different comfort zones with what they share as an artist, and that's also depending on, who you are as a person. So be yourself and, set boundaries. Like, that's also part of being yourself. Embrace yourself, because when you find people who get it, it's amazing. I'll give one example during the project, during the show. I was so excited about this. Sustainability is super important to me. The concert was bullfrog powered, offsetting the energy we were using with green energy. But these programs were so cool. We found a company in Western Canada, or I guess maybe more Central Canada, who creates paper products that are seeds, so that when you have the product you can plant it after and it grows into something depending on the seeds. When we told people that, we were asking like, hey, did everyone pick up a program? And then I said, don't throw them away, take them home because you can actually plant them. And the coolest thing is that there was like an audible gasp in the audience when I said that, and I just was so elated. It was just so exciting to me that something that I really cared about, that felt very important to me. It was so cool when people also thought it was really cool. Obviously, being a musician and a singer, I sang a brand new original in the show and also chose some songs stuff that I'd never done before. I don't know how people react, if they'll like it, and it just felt so good though to put myself out there and to perform music that I really connected with and try something different in many cases, explore different styles of music and different languages. I sang a song in Korean. I really love K-pop, and I had some people tell me it was their favorite song. It was just so cool. Somebody do like a cool count for this video. It was really cool to just see that, putting myself out there. Maybe some people didn't like it as much, but there were people who liked it and who were connecting with it, and that meant the world to me. So be yourself. It's scary, it's hard, it's easier said than done, but when you find the people who get it and who see your vision and who connect with what you're doing, it will feed back into you in incredible ways. So I guess those are my 3 things. This vlog is a little bit long, but hopefully I can edit it down to be manageable. The camera quality is really going on me here. I hope that you got something out of that. It was so amazing to be able to talk about the Both Sides Now project again. It really was such an important part of my journey, and I really felt through the project like I was transitioning between an older version of myself and this new person who I was becoming, so to speak. Yeah, just moving into this new chapter. Speaking of new chapters, that update is coming very soon, like really soon. So thanks again to everyone for following along so far in the journey, and I hope you'll continue to follow along. I hope maybe you got something from this video, that the many things that I learned and experienced through the Both Sides Now project can help you out in some way too. I will see you super soon for some very big news. Bye! Latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. You better spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium, liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said you gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said you gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. Ba-ba-doo-ba-doo, ba-ba.
Axel, are you excited? Are you excited?